So, hello, can you give me your name?
It's Joel Voisey, and I work at Richard House Children's Hospice.
Okay, now what is Richard House Children's Hospice?
It's London's first children's hospice. We're over in East London, and we provide support to families who have children who are not expected to live to adulthood. So these are children with life-threatening conditions, and the support we provide to their parents and the carers is some respite, some medical care for their child, and also support for the wider family, for their siblings, who can sometimes be left out with the needs of caring for a very ill child.
Now, this event, I found out, is an annual thing, yes?
It is, yes.
Who came up with the idea for it?
Well, we've been running it for the last 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
I think the answer to who actually came up with it is lost in the mist of time, but we're tremendously grateful to whoever it was, because I don't think we could ever imagine that we get this number of people down at Tower Bridge dressed as penguins. So.
Well, it's always fun and wacky thing to do. Indeed. Is there any other charities that you guys do throughout the year besides the Penguin Walk?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of our big events. We're targeted to raise about £40,000 from this.
Nice.
We get involved in lots of other events like the London Marathon and cycle rides and runs and so on, but this is our biggest single fundraising event we run. So it's an important one.
Yes, definitely. Now, you guys are a charity-based program, correct? Non-profit?
There are a number of children's hospices in the UK, although Richard House was the first in London. The first in the UK was actually in Oxford, and we were one of the early ones, and we've been going for 15 years now. So the concept of hospices for children rather than looking after them just in hospital is a relatively new one, but it's certainly taken root both here in the UK.
You guys do events for the children in the hospice?
We do, yes. We have a calendar of activities for the children themselves and also for their siblings. And what we're trying to do really, I suppose, is to create lasting memories for the families that will be positive, and they can look back on their time, although it may be limited with their child, they can look back fondly on the time they've spent together with a sense of positivity rather than just the sadness that obviously will come with the grieving. About those children who are really very poorly. What we found, of course, in common with other children's hospices is that children who've been diagnosed some years ago, advances in medical treatment mean that they are now living longer, some of them. So we have what we call a transitions program to help children when they reach the age of 19 and go into adult services to help them transition through that.
Because they might not make it to full adulthood, but they might make it to early adulthood.
So they're no longer children, but going into an adult's hospice where typically the people there are really sort of much older and at their end of life, that can be quite a sort of change for them. So we try and help them and look out for things that are going to be important.
So the money that you raise here in your other events you use for counselling, providing these events and the transition and all that?
All of our services really have to be paid for in one of two ways. We have some government support from the NHS, from the clinical commissioning groups, and that's about a third of the income that we need each year, about £1 million, and we have to raise £2 million of our own voluntary income at events like this one in order to continue running the services that we do, and in order that parents don't have to pay for those services themselves and can access them free at the point of delivery. Yeah,
because a lot of times it gets kind of tight and difficult for the families to continue doing it.
Particularly where we are actually. Bexon's is one of the more deprived areas of the country. Some of the boroughs that we serve are some of the poorest in the country, so we need to make sure that families can access those services and that we're able to find the resources to keep them running for them.
Okay. Now, have you ever participated in this event? Have you ever dressed up as a penguin?
I'm going to dress up as a penguin right after this event, because we have another party which is just down the road from here, and I'm going to go along to that dressed as a penguin to say thank you to them for raising a lot of money tonight as well. So we've got two big events on at the same evening, so we're very fortunate.
Are you going to do the waddle with it?
Oh, I will certainly do the waddle. Yes, I will waddle into the venue and say hello and thank you to everybody there.
Awesome. Now, every year you get more and more participants, yes?
It's been an upward trend so far.
Yeah.
If we have as many people as registered this year, then already next year is going to be quite a challenge.
Yes, definitely. And every year you break the world record.
Well, so far so good. We'll have the official Guinness World Record people here to tell us if we've done it this year.
That's awesome. You guys are done here. You're going to do another one next year, yes?
Yeah, I think we probably
Do you have a lot of global, participants, or is it mostly local?
Accents around. Lots of London's obviously, as you know, a big tourist hotspot. So we have some walk-ups on the night. So some people are walking by and thinking, I want to get me a piece of that penguin.
Yeah, let's dress up as a penguin. That
let's
looks
do
fun.
it. So we have some choice, I think, today. And
That's good.
Yes, I think it's everybody seems to be fascinated by the idea, which is fabulous.
That's always good. Well, you pick something kind of wacky and people tend to like it. Now, your hospice, are you just local or do you accept people internationally as well?
We are local, so we serve 12 boroughs, principally across North and East London.
Okay.
And we take most of our referrals from Newham, which is where the hospital is sited,
Yeah.
but also Tower Hamlets and Barking and Dagenham are sort of
Okay, so the greater London
locality.
area
Yes,
is your
absolutely.
scope. Okay. All right, thank you so much.
No,
I
thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Have a
Nice
good
to see
night.
you.